So, you're in the market for a pergola, right? You've probably seen those ads everywhere for the aluminum ones, and they all say the same thing, maintenance-free. But, is that the whole story? I think we need to take a closer look at what you're really getting and what you're giving up when you choose between timber and aluminum.
Yeah, that's the big question we're going to tackle today. What does maintenance-free really mean for you in your own backyard? Let's unpack that popular marketing claim and see what's actually underneath.
Okay, so first things first. Let's start with what aluminum gets right. Its biggest selling point, without a doubt, is that whole maintenance-free idea. I mean, that's where it really shines. And let's be honest, it's a huge reason why so many people are drawn to it.
And what does that boil down to? Well, you never have to stain it, and that's a genuine advantage for sure. It's a huge point in aluminum's favor.
But, and this is a big but, what are you trading away for that convenience? This is where the decision gets a lot more interesting and a little more complex. Let's dive into the first major trade-off. What happens when life, doesn't go perfectly?
So what happens when everyday life, happens? A stray baseball from the kids, maybe you scrape it with a ladder by accident, a little dent here and there. How you deal with that stuff is completely different depending on whether you went with timber or aluminum.
And this really breaks it down for you. Think about the difference in being self-sufficient. With a timber pergola, a little cosmetic damage is, it's an easy weekend fix. A little bit of sandpaper, a brush, you're good to go. But with aluminum, you're probably going to be making a service call. Dents and deep scratches just can't be patched up on site like that.
All right, so that's the whole repair situation. But believe it or not, there's another factor here, one that's way more surprising. And it's something most people don't even think about when they're picking out a shade structure.
And this is the one that really gets people. It all comes down to a really basic principle of physics, but it has this huge impact on how you can actually use and enjoy your own backyard. It's this thing called thermal mass. The easiest way to think about it is like a heat sponge. So heavy timber, it has a high thermal mass. That means it soaks up heat and releases it really slowly. It's the reason why, even in say 115-degree Arizona heat, you can go and lean right against a heavy timber post and you won't get burned. Now look at the difference here. Aluminum is the total opposite. It has a low thermal mass. What does that mean? It heats up super fast and it radiates that heat out very aggressively. So in direct summer sun, that surface can get hot enough to actually give you a contact burn. Ouch. I mean, it's a pretty wild thought, isn't it? The whole point of a shade structure is to get away from the heat. But a shade structure that can burn you when you touch it, it's kind of working directly against its own purpose.
Okay, so let's pull these two big ideas together, the whole repair issue and now this heat problem. When you put them side by side, it really helps you reframe what choosing a maintenance-free aluminum pergola actually means in the real world.
So here's the honest reframe. You'll never have to stain it. And that's great, but you might also never be able to comfortably touch it in the middle of July. And that is the real trade-off we're talking about.
So where are all these insights coming from? Well, they're from the experts over at Western Timber Frame. And as you might have guessed, they specialize in these beautiful heavy timber structures. Now, if any of these points have you thinking maybe timber is the way to go, they have some great ways for you to learn more.
You can hop on their website and read a full guide that goes way deeper into all this stuff. And they also offer a free design consultation, which is a really cool way to see how all these ideas could actually work for your specific project, your yard.
And you can find all of that over at westerntimberframe.com.
Their whole philosophy is, you imagine it, we bring it to life. Which is a pretty nice thought to end on, especially when you're thinking about what you really want for your own backyard.